stellar Pro Bowl career. Leslie returned home, didn't know what he was going to quite do, decided to go into coaching, became the coach of Liberty College, the very first coach of Liberty College's football team. Being the very first coach, very first program, you did a lot, lined the fields, pumped up the balls and all. Probably one of the lower level coaching experiences that you can have. Dave retired and had a nice public career. Leslie struggled up through the coaching ranks. A few months ago, Dave died from injuries sustained on the playing field. A few weeks after Leslie attending Dave's funeral, Leslie was named the coach of the Minnesota Vikings. There will be ups and downs in your road beyond graduation. We can learn a great lesson from these graduates here this evening. With focus and determination, we can achieve our goals and live our dreams. Congratulations again to the graduating class of 2010-2011. You should all be proud of your accomplishments. It is with great pleasure this evening that we're honored with the attendance of one of our governing board members. Maricopa Community College District has 10 colleges. 9 of them have graduation ceremonies this evening. There are only 5 governing board members. Figure it out, folks. We were very lucky to have the senior, we say that with all due respect, governing board member of 28 years of service joining us this evening, Dr. Don Campbell. Don?
Thank you very much, Dr. Giovannini. However, I have to make one clarification. They're indicating that I have 28 years on the Community College Board. Now, if I was going to receive a retirement from the board, then I would accept that 28th year. But because I do not receive a retirement, I've only have 27 years. And next year will be my 28th. But good evening, Gateway graduates, family, and friends. On behalf of the Maricopa Community College Governing Board, I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate all of the graduates and commend you for the hard work you have invested to reach this tremendous occasion in your educational journey. The Maricopa Community Colleges strive to provide a number of educational options, all of which are tailored to the specific needs of each student. Whether you are just out of high school or you have a renewed interest in returning to college, or you are embarking on a new career path, we believe your education should work for you as much and as hard as you have worked for your education. The graduates before us are a testament to that very mission which we strive for all colleges each day. We have future nurses, automotive technicians, court reporters, and even video game designers here tonight, among many others, all of whom come from a different background and all who have been their own unique story to tell. Yet in the end, for all of the individuality that is spread across this room, you all share the same potential. And you don't just share it with each other, you share it with all the other graduates of the Maricopa Community Colleges, past and present. It's that potential to make a difference and to take all the skills and knowledge that you have learned at Gateway and make an impact in the lives of everyday people. As the graduates, you are conferred their degrees and certificates by Dr. Giovannini, I want you not only to acknowledge and celebrate that hard work that went into receiving them, but also to remember that it is a symbol of all of your potential which has been unlocked as a result of your tireless pursuit at GateWay. On behalf of the Governing Board, congratulations to GateWay Community College's class of 2011. And I'd like to say, thank you very much, and do not let your education stop at this point. I am 75 years old, and I'm going back to school to start Chinese, practicing Chinese. I'm already fluent in Spanish, but I don't tell anybody. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Campbell. I'm pleased this evening to introduce Shirley Walker, a small-town farm girl and high school dropout from Florida, who through the ups and downs of life graduated in December with an Associate of Applied Science in Respiratory Care. 10 years after dropping out of high school and after a variety of jobs, Shirley received her GED and took a year of college courses. With no planned future ahead, Shirley moved to Arizona in 2002 and got a job. Content, yet she was struggling. She went about her daily routine, making enough to support herself. Then in February of 2005, her only child, an adult son, died, and months later in August, she lost her job. What seemed like the beginning of the end, Shirley began experiencing nightmares, waking up and gasping for breath. This tumultuous year made her realize she needed direction, and a career in respiratory care became her passion. She began her re-education in January of 2006 at GateWay, and in 2008 went on to learn the principles of caregiving in just 2 short weekends, which led to a job that allowed her to work and attend GateWay's respiratory care program that she started that year. She took her finals December 17th, graduated with honors, passed her certification exam on December 28th, and was offered a full-time position at Maryvale Hospital on January 6, 2011. Please welcome Shirley Walker.
Oops. Hey, how y'all doing? I want to thank everyone for coming out to join us for this celebration and the opportunity to share a little bit about myself. Pop, a special thank you to you, and I think you understand what I mean. I grew up in a small Florida paper mill town just next door to Mobile, Alabama. I strongly disliked working in the garden, but I sure didn't mind indulging in the fresh fruits and vegetables. If complaints were heard by my parents, I was quickly reminded I didn't mind putting my feet under the dinner table. Growing up on the small-town farm, my lessons were priceless. I learned from my mama, who is here today, from Florida. Moral values, respect for self and others, accountability, and patience. Now, I would have rather been out riding my horse, but instead, I was forced to work in the garden against my will beside my 3 older brothers. But that taught me the value of teamwork. Unfortunately, that wasn't enough to teach me how to plan for the future. Even though I worked hard my whole life, I was still unable to do better than live paycheck to paycheck. And with that, a lack of planning for my future. I relocated from Florida to Phoenix in 2002, and the paycheck to paycheck experience continued. I dealt with 2 life-changing experiences in 2005. My son celebrated his 31st birthday on February 22nd. Complications of diabetes, kidney failure, took his life on February 28th. That knocked me flat on my back. I was unable to focus on anything, and I was barely going through the motions of basic survival. Nothing mattered, and it showed. I lost my job a few months later, in mid-August. I lay in bed that night, feeling a sense of complete helplessness and feeling completely alone. Sleep and rest evaded my body as my mind and heart churned. As I sat on the side of the bed the following morning, I realized it was time for change. I reached out to GateWay Community College. I was then able to embrace my loss, to allow myself a chance of rebirth. I found this rebirth as I focused on the preparation of the respiratory care program and my future. This middle-aged high school dropout had a lot of work to do. I was able to draw on my childhood lessons because I knew I had a lot of work to do. I knew I had to accept responsibility to be successful. I had to begin with courses such as Math Refresher, English 101, and then, yes, on to English 102. As I sat in my English class, if anyone had looked closely into my big brown eyes, they would have seen pupils as big as a silver dollar. I was scared to death. Well, almost anyway. I'm here, so I survived. Before English, I wouldn't even consider writing a letter. Thanks to English, I have found my voice. While attending GateWay Community College, I was blessed to receive scholarship funds for my writing, essay, and poetry. I am honored to have had 2 poems published in the National Gallery of Writing. Ms. Bruson and Mrs. Yenna, now Dr. Yenna, encouraged me to write, allowing my voice to emerge. I continue to write as writing is a connection to my soul and life experience. I loved the education process, so much so that while working toward my Associates of Applied Science in Respiratory Care, I achieved my Associates in General Studies, December 2009. Thank you. I came as a middle-aged, timid toddler and found a wealth of academic and emotional support. In my experience, every teacher, counselor, librarian, and many others supported this student to success. You were always there, either by phone, by email, one-on-one in your office, and even a suggestion of tutoring if needed. I said support because I had to accept responsibility and do my part. I had to make and keep a commitment to my future. I had to hold myself to a higher standard because each of you who led my path held me to a higher standard. I can't express enough my gratitude to each of you. Thanks to each of you, I am now joyfully a full-time respiratory care practitioner at Maryville Hospital. I love patient care. And yes, teamwork persists. It is a must. I believe that my fellow students would agree. The respiratory program was anything but easy. Giving up life as we knew it, friend and family time, with dedication, we were molded to stand strong and tall in our profession. Congratulations to each graduate. I am proud of each one of us here today. If you would please, allow me a moment longer to share my Gateway journey experience with you through a poem I wrote. The poem is titled Believe. Presentation of trial and error amidst feelings of undeniable terror. Academic years, early and late, found doubt deeply woven in my substrate. Computers, books, educators, peers, singularly, yet jointly, offered light to my darkest fears. I glance. No, I stare into my heart, my soul, my mind, seeking out to change the negative find. Reminiscing, loving memories of Mama with me always will stay. Mama, I know, prays for me every day. At times, I felt my heart unable to sing. It was then my son gently cradled my spirit beneath his wing. Throughout my Gateway journey, every teacher has touched my life. A toddler came, you helped me walk without strife. Counselors, advisors, and those who have befriended me have enriched this life far beyond anything I could see. The words thank you seem so minute. Please know, from my heart, I appreciate each of you. The early Gateway years brought English. Writing was not my fondest fetish. Mrs. Yenna and Mrs. Bruson offered support and encouragement for my writing. What a blessing. Even though English was not my choice, my deepest thoughts, my emotions, now have a voice. My earliest work held in hand as it was read, word for word. The response was incredibly heard. Surely, you don't need math, you have a talent. To her, my hope to escape algebra was sent. Well, for me, accountability was upheld. Mrs. Zika, a job well done. My utmost respect for you is held. Now, this farm girl ain't much for psychology, but thanks to Dr. Healy and the volunteer service, you see, I am a better me. Respiratory Fundamentals 3 was a big, big yowie. A man embraced my spirit, forever changing me. The man, suspender man, the attention getter man, a distinguished man. You know the man? Hello? Sentiments of fondness and respect upon my face portray a glow. The man at the closing of semester 3 said to me, Miss Walker, believe in yourself. My faith is no longer on the shelf. Mr. Hoskins, he's the man. He gave me the I know I can. Doubt and stress relieved, in me, I believe. Believe. Thank you.
Thank you, Shirley, for sharing your inspirational story. It's great. On behalf of the faculty and administrators, it gives me great pleasure to present the graduating class of 2011. And acknowledge that they have completed all the requirements for their certificates and degrees.
Candidates, please come forward to receive your award. Frank Zamora, please introduce our graduates.
Division of Liberal Arts and Math and Sciences. Tamala Danae Dean. Ulia Telegama. Elsa M. Herrera. Tiffany Jean Bigay. Got it. Congratulations. Salina Raquel Newell. Heu Olea Mora. Got it. Alberto A. Mian. Albert Anthony Fuentes. Habtam Hale Hadish. Habtam Hale Hadish. Maisho Teki Habatamish. Bo de Lo. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Elizabeth Gomez. Shalitha R. Mitchell. Irene Delmar. Linnell R. James. Congratulations, Abby. Abby B. Gomez. Herman? Ahuman? Ahumada. Herman Alonso Ahumada. Chagtuk Mathang Puk. Thank you. Ana Liseth Lopez. Giovanna Prado Ochoa. Who? Valeria. Valeria Ibarra. Hey. Jaylene Joy Keith Enriquez. Christina Elaine Probst. Jean Marion Clark. Christine M. Fleming. Charles Robert Borton. Congratulations. Zaira Amaris Espinosa. Marley Ann Ethelbaugh. Ashley Rochelle Scott. Alexandra Sanchez. Shakira O. Adebiul. Brandon Isaac Avery Green Hooks. Kevin Ashton Faustino. Matthew C. Ringle. Henry Emil Cotto. From the Division of Business and Information Technology, Richard Anthony Perry. Ruben Urdiales, Jr. Daniel Garcia, Jr. James Elwin McNeil. Sylvia Venegas. Erica Hernandez. Nathan Dale McGirt. Jeremy Christopher Schurz. Kyra T. French. Sarah Rose Shago. Levi Gabriel Johnson, Sr. Benjalina Cecilia Lerma. Christina Gail Lerma. Anthony Curtis Kashoya, Jr. Ardenia Kelly. Shannon Ray Salcido.